Hello everyone, welcome to another video. Calfast here, in my favorite little disco room here in the cave. Today's video is going to be about Bloodstone. I've had a lot of people ask me, Kel, where'd you get all the Bloodstone? If I'm a new player, where should I start to make Bloodstone? You know, basically how to get more, no matter what point you are at in the game. So, first things first, I want to talk about how Bloodstone enters the game and how it leaves the game. Okay, so you can't technically buy Bloodstone. There are a few packs that you can buy. If you buy the supporter packs, those come with Bloodstone, but everything else, like the currency that you buy, is actually Electrum. So let me go over that real quick. You can see there's Bloodstone here, a little bit. So it's this, again, not that much, but if you want to buy stuff, it's all Electrum. Okay, so via in-game purchases or paying, you can't really get a lot of Bloodstone. It's very inefficient. Well, I take that back. It is pretty efficient compared to questing. But that's the other way, questing. So you can buy a little bit of it. As you saw, it's pretty expensive. That last pack is $45. So if you really want to spend $45 on 1,000 Bloodstone, be my guest. But that's pretty expensive. The other way you can get it is doing quests. So you can do in-game quests. It's about 40-ish Bloodstone. You guys can correct me if I'm wrong, but it's about 40 Bloodstone doing all your daily quests. So those are the two ways Bloodstone enters the game. Now there's a few ways Bloodstone can leave the game. So specifically, if you go to the treasure hunter, there are a lot of items you can buy from the treasure hunter that will give you Bloodstone. That'll take the Bloodstone away out of the game. So about 7 days ago, I had around 75,000, 73,000, and just over 7 days, I've bought a lot of stuff here. Let me go up and show you real quick, because that'd be the best way. So if you run down here to the treasure hunter, you can see potions, aura stones. In fact, I need these. I don't know why I'm running dungeons without these. Too focused on making the video. So as you can see, this all costs Bloodstone. Okay, so that's how Bloodstone leaves the marketplace. Even over here, you can buy a little bit of bag space. If you go to the next couple pages, you can see you can buy hard keys with them. You can buy oils. You can even buy the other key. You can buy temporary dyes. And that's about it. So that's how Bloodstone leaves the game, through the treasure hunter. Okay, you give the treasure hunter Bloodstone. They give you items. Bloodstone enters the game by doing quests and by those purchases, those pack purchases, right? The supporter packs, right here. You can see up there, and there. This is about 5. This is 15. This is like $45. I think those are the right prices. I can't see because I already bought them. But yeah, those are the ways that Bloodstone has entered the game. Now, in the very, very start of the game, when the game was first released to early access about a month ago, there was a duping incident where a lot of the Bloodstone that was in the game was duplicated, which means there's a lot more Bloodstone in the market than there should be. So there's kind of like an inflation, if you will, of Bloodstone, which means that there's a lot of Bloodstone being thrown around through the auction house. So the auction house is kind of like your trading system in the game. There's no other trading system other than just dropping it on the ground and hoping the guy that was supposed to drop you your items drop the items. So through the auction house, you're basically trading items. And because there's a lot of extra Bloodstone duped, you see a lot more Bloodstone go through the auction house than it should have been. So now I'm going to get into okay, so how are you supposed to make this stuff? Obviously the duping was stopped, but there was just an increase in Bloodstone because of it. So instead of doing quests, I think I did the quests the first day, but every other day after that, I just worked on getting stuff through the auction house. So I sold stuff on the auction house, and then people would buy it for my price in Bloodstone that I posted up. Okay, so I would recommend, even right now, I mean, as time goes on, the Bloodstone will kind of drain out even more and more and more, and the economy will kind of flatten, or restabilize, if you will. I can already see that happening now. However, you see some top players like myself with a large quantity, and we're going to do our best to hang on to as much as we can. But as time goes on, everything will even out, and those quests will become more important. So you might want to do those quests later on. But for now, I would recommend selling items on the auction house. So first off, I'm going to tell you about how I made my huge amount, and then we'll explain how you guys can start working towards that as well. So first things first, I started with T5 items when I started playing. I started playing the second day of early release, so I had a pretty big head start of the average player nowadays. So I started playing really early, and I immediately started trying to sell items for Bloodstone on the market. I started with T5 items just because T5 items can be equipped by anyone at any level. So let's say you just died, you're like, shoot, I just died, I don't have any extra gear, let me go see what's in the auction house. And the best stuff that you can equip is T5. So I sold a lot of T5 items in the beginning. That was a good way to get a head start. And then I transferred using the exchange. You can transfer currencies from here to here. Again, it's a trading system, right? So I post up, 1,000 of these, ask for 1,000 of that, and eventually someone will come by and do it for me. So after I transferred a little bit, I could use this Electrum to buy more posting license for the auction house, which means you can get up to 10 trades. I believe it's 10 trades going at one time. So not only was I just posting up one item, I was posting up 3 and then 4 and then 5, and any time I made any amount, I would try and buy more posting license just so I could try and move more product faster. Eventually I got better at the game, and I moved up from T5 to T6 all the way up to T9, and that's where I started making like T9 gear and trying to sell T9 gear, and I made a decent amount selling T9 gear. And I realized, I'm like, wow, not a lot of people at that time, not a lot of people were selling T10. So I started making as many like T10 bows as I could, and I'd try and sell those for a really high price. And T10 bows, T10 swords, that's kind of where I made most my Bloodstone. In fact, almost all of it came from just large items like that. I even sold, like a bow for 10k, 12k. I sold a sword for 15k at one point. So it was just like big trades. I don't know if you'll be able to do that ever again, just because there are more bows now. They increase, like the items they're just like more of them now. So people aren't going to want to spend as much because it's just how the market works. If there's more of an item, it costs less. So yeah, that's how I made mine. I kind of, as you can see, I think I already mentioned it in the video, but I've dropped a lot since the auction has gone out because I haven't been selling anything, and I keep using, my Bloodstone on items like this right here, which I should have equipped a while ago because I'm farming silver while I do the video because I'm running low on silver. Yeah, I use Bloodstone on items like that, and over time my Bloodstone just keeps going lower and lower and lower, and I need to actually sell some items to get it back up. But for people that are just starting, let's say you're not even at T9s yet, there's still items that you guys can get to sell. So I have a list here I'm going to quickly go through, and this is kind of a basic list. There's some other items that I may have forgotten, but these are items that are easy to acquire that you guys can sell. So right off the bat, we're going to start with T5 gear. Again, I've already explained how T5 gear is the best that you can equip at level 1, so people will buy that. I know I have a bunch. Just sell for cheaper and you can sell faster. Imprints are also items that people will buy. If you don't know how to get a bunch of imprints, go ahead and watch my imprint farming video. It's really simple. Anyone can do it. It just takes some time. So if you're willing to put in the time, you can make some money that way. Relics. T9 specifically, even some T10. T10 are a little easier to get. In my opinion, after you get good at the game, they're faster to farm than T9s, because T9s you only have a chance of one relic per dungeon, and it doesn't always show up. So if you want to sell some items that and make a little bit of Bloodstone, I would do the T9 relics, because they're harder to get, or harder to get in quantity, I guess. Maybe at first they're easier, but yeah, definitely go get those. I would go for the ones that are harder to acquire, like the T6. The T6 is a long, annoying one that I'll never go get myself. I always just buy the T6 one because I'm lazy. So put those up. Maybe I'll buy some of yours. Let's see. T9 gear. Moving on. You can also get T9 gear in these dungeons as well. You can see I've gotten a bit here. What did I just pick up? You can see all these pieces here. I can sell for maybe 40 Bloodstone each. Maybe 35 if I want to sell faster. Maybe even 100 if someone's desperate and there's nothing else up on the market for them to get. Maybe they'll get that one. Weapons with prefixes. Again, if you get a T5 with a prefix, that's good. If you get a T9 with a prefix, that's also good. I tend to stay away from tiers 1 through 4 and tiers 6 through 8. Specifically because kind of 9 and 10 are the highest ones. People will buy 9 and 10s. And then 5s are also really good for lower levels. The levels, kind of the tiers in between, aren't too important. I just kind of ignore those, dismantle those, sell those, stuff like that. So I'm not too worried about those. Let's see what else. Consumables. If you buy those supporter packs and you don't really want the consumables, you could also sell the consumables for Bloodstone. Again, these ones right here. So even though you only get 1,200 Bloodstone there, you could sell that crafting potion for maybe 2,000, maybe 2,500. You could make Bloodstone that way as well. But again, that's money. There's no other ways to really get consumables other than that, the important consumables, I mean, other than buying them there. Let's see what else. Materials. You could sell materials, maybe even charms, stuff like that. So yeah, those are just some ideas, guys. You can sell almost anything in the auction house. To end the video, I'll run down here real quick and show you where they are. This is like the gear, this is materials and consumables, and then this is the exchange. I would go into them, but currently they're out of order. They're coming back here soon, hopefully. So yeah, if you guys like the video, go ahead and if you like the video, go ahead and like the video. Subscribe really helps out. I have 3 Discord links down below. You guys can ask questions there or in my comments. Please don't spam DMs through Discord. That gets a little bit hard to keep up with. So first, ask questions in the general chats. If you're not getting your question answered, feel free to DM me. There's also Cephos. He live streams on Twitch. You could follow him and watch him, ask him questions there. Great resource. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll catch you in another one.